Torah guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah nation.
Shalom, 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 Yasharal and Yahusha, grafted in Gentiles into the body of Mashiach. We praise Yahuwah for the witness. The Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood. We're listening to none other than the Aki, prophet of Yahuwah, Hezekiah. The song is entitled Flood Came. I don't own the rights to this music. Abba Yahuwah, I praise you right now in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, first and foremost for making me a son, as I have released my Amunah in a Torah that declared through Yahusha HaMashiach that a man must be born again. He must receive the witness of Torah on the inside. He must confess his sins and know that you are faithful and just to forgive him. He must receive the atoning blood of Yahusha HaMashiach in order to have his sins cleansed. You could give him a new heart. You could put your Ruach HaKodesh in him now. And now he can become a son. She can become a daughter. Abba Yahuwah, I praise you for this great witness. I praise you, Yahuwah, for birthing me into the kingdom. Abba, I thank you for the confidence that I have in your Ruach HaKodesh. Abba Yahuwah, I praise you for your Torah, your Besorah of truth. Take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reign. Abba, allow your word to come forth, your Besorah, your Torah of truth to come forth. May it quicken, make alive those who hear it in Amunah and receive it. Abba, may it bring judgment to those who hear it and refuse to receive it, reject it, thereby rejecting you. Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, may I not cause anyone to stumble, anyone to be turned out of the way, anyone to come and blame. Abba, may nobody look on my flesh as if I am something. Abba Yahuwah, I am nothing. Your mercy endure forever. I give thanks unto you because your mercy endure forever. Abba, I thank you right now for the Ruach HaKodesh, the authority, exousia, dynamos, the power to stand in your presence in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach as a witness, as a testimony, as a breathing Torah, a word, Abba Yahuwah, to those who would hear. I bind principalities and powers and dominions and darknesses, spiritual wickednesses and rulers in the heavenlies. I bind them in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. Abba Yahuwah, I give you praise, I give you praise, I give you praise, for you're worthy of praise. Abba Yahuwah, I praise you. I command these devils and demons to be bound, familiar ruachs of distractions and perversions. Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahusha Mashiach, every unclean ruach, I bind you over those that Yahuwah has chosen. I bind you over those that Yahuwah has chosen from amongst the called. In the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, take your hands off the people of Yahuwah. Take your hands off the people of Yahuwah, their minds. Take your hands off their minds. In the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, Abba Yahuwah, let your word have free course. Let your word have free course. Abba Yahuwah, let your word have free course. In the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, let your word have free course. Abba, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, my strength and my redeemer. Hallelujah. I praise Yahuwah for the witness. Again, Hezekiah, the flood came, Deuteronomy 28 and 54. We bless the name of Yahuwah for the witness. We praise Yahuwah for being a son, right? A son, right? He gave me the right to be a son because I believed on his name. Yah, salvation. I believed in his blood's ability to cleanse me, to wash me, to purge me, right? To set me apart, to take me out of darkness and into light, transfer me from the dominion of darkness and to the kingdom of his dear son, Yahusha HaMashiach, my kinsman redeemer, and my soon-to-return king. I praise Yahuwah, that in his witness I refuse to be moved. I refuse to be removed or moved off of this Yeshua. I refuse to be moved off of this Yeshua. I choose to be led by the Ruach HaKodesh. I choose to be led by the Ruach HaKodesh. I choose to recognize that in this witness, having received Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh, listen, I am led, I am guided into all truth. Because in Amunah, I believe his word. I believe his word. I believe his word. Listen, listen, listen. Be led by the Ruach HaKodesh. Guard your Ruach from distraction. Right? Guard your Ruach from the Ruachs of distraction. See, because the Ruach of distraction leads to deception, and deception leads to destruction. Don't allow the distractions to pull you over into deception, which will lead to your destruction. You see, Yahuwah said, as many as are led by the Ruach HaKodesh, these are the sons of Yahuwah. Shaul prayed in Ephesus that Yahuwah would give you the Ruach of wisdom and revelation and the knowledge of him, right? That the eyes of your understanding would be enlightened, right? That you would know what is the hope of his calling, and what the riches of the glory of his inheritance is in you as saints, and what the exceeding greatness is of his power to you who believe. And that's Ephesians, the first chapter, somewhere around the 18th, 19th, 20th verse down towards the end. Right? The objective is if you allow the Ruach of Yahuwah, the Ruach of wisdom and understanding, the Ruach of counsel and of might, the Ruach of knowledge and the fear of Yahuwah, sevenfold Ruach, if you would allow these Ruachs to lead you, right, you won't be deceived. You won't be deceived. Because you understand, right? Distractions are everywhere. See, the dominion of darkness, right? Hasatan, the governing a kingdom of this Eretz, right? Specializes in distraction. And those who serve him specialize in distraction. Their objective is to pull you into something that may resemble the truth, but in the end, it's lies. But these lies have latched hold on you, right? And these lies are pulling you into his destruction. Deception. Distraction leads to deception. And deception, destruction. Let's look at the definition, Merriam-Webster. Let's look at the definition of distraction. Right. Distraction. Something that distracts, right? An object that directs one's attention away from something else. An object. Something that's presented. A fabrication or a lie that has been submitted as fact, that has captured your attention, but it's ultimately a deception. Its intent was always to deceive. Always to deceive. This deception, right? This deception had always intentions on deceiving. This distraction. And this distraction, right, is designed to hold you, pull you, keep you in destruction. Distracting, an act or state of being distracted, right? Let's look at the word distract. To draw or direct something, such as a person's attention, someone's attention, to a different object, or in a direction or different direction at the same time. Right? Distract. Right? Hasatan is the master of distraction. Now we, as Yahuwahs, born of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, when we trust in the leading of the Ruach HaKodesh, we won't be deceived. There's so much distraction, man. You know, if you look at TikTok, right, you know, so much distractions. Look at Facebook, so much distractions. Social media is full of distractions that lead to deception. Now, some of what is on TikTok is truth, right? Right? But it's a constant war against opposing ideas and thoughts, right, that are designed to distract, some of which to deceive, right? Distract, to deceive, to destroy you. Hasatan, when he introduced to Hava in the garden the idea that it was all good to eat from the tree, right? He created this deception, this distraction to the idea that Yahuwah had already given, right? He created this different idea to what Yahuwah had already acknowledged as Torah, truth. It's a distraction, right? He drew her into something else, put her attentions on something else. He took it off of obedience to what Yahuwah said and placed it on the idea that this apple ain't as bad as it thinks. It's not as bad as it has been proven to be. And now whether it was an apple or not, this fruit. Right? Purpose. Distraction. Deception. Right? Distractions. Deception. Distractions. Deceptions. Destruction. Let's go to the text. To draw or direct something such as someone's attention to a different object or in different directions at the same time. See, Hasatan is the ruler of this world. He's in 24/7, 7 days a week, distraction mode. Those that serve in his kingdom, its objective is to distract. To turn aside, to divert. To turn aside, to divert, in our case, from the truth of what we already know in the Ruach HaKodesh. He wants you to be distracted. Right? Distracted. He wants to blow up bridges. Take out bridges. He wants to distract you. He wants you to be caught up in Diddy. He wants to distract you. Pull your attention off of what the Ruach HaKodesh is doing. Cause you to be over concerned. The eclipse. Signs in the Shamayim. He wants you to speculate. Pull you away from the rest and the peace that you already have in Torah. What you're questioning? 3 days of darkness. Distractions. He wants you to be distracted with what's going on with Russia and China on the continent of Africa. Which you'll be distracted by France and Europe and what's going on with the Ukraine war. Distractions. I want you to be distracted in this whole idea of Trump selling shoes and Bibles. They want you to be distracted through ideas and concepts of people who don't have the Ruach HaKodesh but have this information to share that is the truth. Distractions that lead to deception. Right? What is the definition of deception? Right? It's like a deception. Right? Deception or to deceive. Deceive, right? Merriam-Webster. To cause to accept as true or valid what is false or invalid. You won't surely die if you eat of this apple. He knows that the day that you eat of it, you'll be like him, knowing good and evil. The lie. The deception that leads to the lie. To cause to accept is true. Right? Or valid. Right? What is false or invalid. Deception. Matthew. Don't be deceived. Don't entertain distractions. You have the Ruach HaKodesh. You don't even need to be concerned about intersecting signs in the heavens. The other nations search for signs. We will be born again in the water. Ruach HaKodesh has his Ruach HaKodesh. We have the revelation, the revealing of Yahuwah when it's necessary and becomes time for him to do whatever it is for us that he's going to do. Signs in the heavens. The intersections of the solar eclipse and where they are in the United Snakes of America. Distractions. Hebrews. Distractions. Distractions. There's distractions. Right? Signs. We recognize because of Ruach HaKodesh. Yeah, of course signs. Whenever Yahuwah does an eclipse, whenever Yahuwah does a blood moon, it's a sign. Right? Is it a sign of a time and a date? Yahusha said, no man knows the day nor the hour. Is it something that we need? No. Because we have this Ruach HaKodesh. I don't care where eclipse intersects in the United Snakes of America. All I know is that I want out of the United Snakes of America. Does it mean that now comes the destruction of the United Snakes of America? I'm still here, so it can't, because I'm getting out. See, my Ruach. The Ruach HaKodesh in me establishes for me the precedence, the knowing. I don't have time to be distracted, right? Matthew 24:3. You know, in that 24th chapter, the disciples was asking Yahusha what's going to be the signs of his returning. Because, you know, he already spoke in reference to a temple being destroyed, not one stone left unturned. They recognized that was going to be the destruction of the nation, the temple, which was Beautiful. Structure. He said, listen. Yahusha, and as he said on the Mount of Olives, well, actually, let's start at the first verse. And Yahusha went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples called to him and showed him the building of the temple. Look at this magnificent structure. Right? And Yahusha said unto them, ye see not all these things? Guess what? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Right? So, immediately, the apostles knew that Yahusha was speaking in reference to the end of the world. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, his disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? When they gonna happen? You wouldn't give him no time. Yahusha didn't give him no date. He didn't give him a time. He didn't give him a date. He says, and what shall be the sign of the coming of the end of the world? See, they had an understanding that there was closure that was going to be leveled upon the world. There was going to be a reboot. They understood from the prophets and what Yahusha had been preaching and teaching them over the time that he has been with them, this kingdom that is to come. He even taught them to pray. Our Abba, which art in the Shamayim, hallowed be thy name. Hallelujah, thy name, Yah. Hallelujah, thy name. Thy kingdom come. Up until the time Yahusha was taken up. See, what? He said, listen, it's not for you to know the day and the hour when I'm coming, but know that I'm coming. But you got work to do. You got work to do. Tell us, when shall these things happen? You got everybody and anybody. Hebrew, non-Hebrew, Christians, Muslims. Everybody got a prediction or an understanding of when a thing is going to happen. The Muslims walking around a stone idol. Christians are bowing to Jesus, Yesu, the earth pig. And I don't understand how, even in the etymology of the word, they don't get a revelation of the fact that his name was changed to be abominable. Right? They didn't just decide to give him the Lord title. These people were ruthless. They were diabolical. Hasatan fed them the script and they knew it. They changed the name. No, they couldn't change everything. Right? They changed some things. They changed the name. Right? Oh, well, Lord is just a title. Lord is Baal. Yesu, Su, pig. Sus, the ruler of Sui, pigs. What would the signs be? Because you got people from all the walks, Judaism. They preparing a cow to sacrifice to their Mashiach. That can't be the abomination of desolation because they ain't got a holy temple. And they ain't holy. Got bruised that are teaching without the Ruach HaKodesh. Distractions. Distractions. You got bruised saying, oh, you don't need to flee Babylon. You need to sit back and hunker in. You got bruisers saying, listen, we need to leave Babylon and go to the continent, of which I hold that position. Right? And if you need to get there and you don't have it, you need to have the amunah to say, okay, Yahuwah, I don't have it, but I know you do. You know how to make a way for me, and I'm trusting you to make a way. See, because Yahuwah only going to do what you believe him to do in amunah. That's why you got to have Yahuwah's witness on the inside. You have to have the Ruach HaKodesh of truth. You got to be able to hear from Yahuwah. When is the end of the world? When? Nobody knows the day nor the hour. But you know what? When that day is approaching, right? And they're going to overtake us like a thief. I heard one man say, well, you know, I believe it's going to happen, but I believe, you know, it's going to come, it's going to take us by surprise. What? You know? And I believe a lot of what he said. I think a lot of what he says is right on point, but you know, how is it going to take us by surprise? When it says that it won't come upon us as a thief. If it ain't going to come upon us as a thief in the night, and we're going to be aware of a thief coming in, distractions. I'm convinced that not all people are being distractions because their purpose is to deceive. But if you don't have the Ruach HaKodesh and you ain't being moved by the Ruach HaKodesh, then guess what? I can't trust what you say is valid because there's deception. Distraction is presented to take your attention off of something, to put it on something else, and the deception is to have you put it on that lie instead of the truth. Yahusha answered and said unto him, take heed that no man, what? Take heed that no man, what? Yahusha said, take heed that no man deceive. Right? That's Greek.
Strong's G, 4105, Planao.
Panao.
Planao.
To cause to stray. To cause to stray. To lead aside from the right way. To take you out of the way. See, because in this witness, we are in the way. Right? the way. Yahusha said, I am the way. The psalmist said he has his trust in the way. The way was always a reference to Torah. Torah is the way. Yahusha is the way because he was the Torah made flesh that pointed the way back to Yahuwah. The way. Deception, or to be deceived, is an attempt to take you out of the way, the path of righteousness, out of alignment with what Yahuwah is doing in the Ruach HaKodesh, and put you on Hasatan's way. Deceive. Right? Again, Merriam-Webster. To cause to accept as true or valid what is false. Deceive. The plan has always been the same with Hasatan. See, we're the children of the light. There's no way we should be being deceived. See, now Hasatan deceives the whole world. And all of these people that is throwing all this different stuff around has been fed by Hasatan in order to create this whole pot of gumbo. Got a little bit of everything in the pot designed to deceive. Okay. Deceive. I seen a TikTok not too long ago where it was a movie clip, and they tell you everything about what they do in the movies. Right? They do. Hasatan uses that as an avenue to, to put information out there. It's coded at times. It's coded. But if you have you as Ruach HaKodesh and you're led by the Ruach, you can see through it. And there was this movie, this show, where this individual was presenting the world map in relationship to how it really is. Whereas Europe and the Western countries are on the bottom. And Africa, the continent, and the South is on the top. Which indicates the reversal of the poles. Right? Even where the cradle of where it intersects, and how this imagery, this flipping, if you will, of the map created this deception that fed into superiority, because European was the top. It was above the continent of Africa. The mindset or the distractions that fed to the deceptions and that led to the destruction. Well, that's going to lead to destruction, right? Distractions. And I seen that, I'm like, wow. And again, I understand how Hasatan moves. Motion pictures, right, was his way of strutting his stuff. Because Yahuwah said don't make any images or do anything like that. So Hasatan is going to do those things and strut his stuff. He's going to let you know what he knows. See what you got out of Ruach HaKodesh. Yeah, that's Ruach HaKodesh. Is the earth and the map upside down? Psh, don't matter to me. Because I'm in the witness. I'm going to get a water Ruach HaKodesh. I have a covenant with Yahuwah, right? And it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, my amunah and what Yahuwah says is what's going to give me a place in the kingdom. It doesn't matter where the eclipse intersect on the continent of the United States of America. It doesn't matter to me. Yes, is it a sign in the Shamayim? Yes. Anything you will do in the Shamayim like that is a sign in the heavens. Right? And to bear witness to Yahuwah's hand, yeah, that's wonderful. But, I ain't got to worry about none of that. I'm his. I have his Ruach HaKodesh. I'm not going to suffer the destruction that comes to those that are deceived and those who have allowed themselves to be distracted. Take heed. Take heed. That's what is Yahusha saying? Right? Take heed. Right? The Greek is
Strong's G 991. Blepo.
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 Be discerning. To see, to discern. Right? With the bodily eye, to be possessed of sight, have the power of seeing, to perceive by the use of the eye. Now, listen. If the Greeks had it their way, it would be their natural eye. Yeah, there's a natural seeing that comes with the visible sight of an eclipse. It's a sign. Right? It's a beautiful thing that Yahuwah is doing. He's demonstrating how he's moving in the dispensation that he is in, that we're in now, positioning us for whatever it is Yahuwah is getting ready to do. Take heed. Perceive. See, we who are born again of water and Ruach HaKodesh, we don't see, we don't look for signs. We just look for the sign of the coming of the Son of Man. We just look for his return. We ain't worried about days. We ain't concerned about the 3 days of darkness. He says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and they shall deceive many. We got Ashkenaz over there. They got their Mashiach already. They planning a sacrifice. They planning a peace ox. They planning a sacrifice. But that ain't an abomination of desolation. There ain't no temple in that land over there. Because that ain't the spot. Some of y'all may not like that, but I don't care either. I truly don't. That's not the land. That's not the spot. There's no temple that they can build for Yahuwah. There's Japhet. He knows their works. He knows those that say they are Jews and are not, Revelations 3 and 9, I think it's 3 and 9, but are of the synagogue of Hasatan. They can't build no temple to Yahuwah. I don't care how long they've been working or building, they can't do it. They can dig tunnels. Can't do it. No man deceive you. Many gonna come. I'm the comforter. I'm Moshe. I'm Yahusha. I'm one of the prophets. And they're going to deceive many because they're going to be distracted by the lies. They're going to be distracted by the lies. Many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. Right? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. The wars in Ukraine. Rumors of wars in China. Taking Japan. What was that? China? Yeah, Japan. Korea wanting to take North Korea, South Korea. Changing the balances of power. Israel and the Palestinians. Hey, and you know, understand, it's a proven, it's a documented fact that before the Jews settled on Palestine, right? They wanted some land in Uganda. Uganda. And Southern Africa. But you know, those countries is like, God, no. I don't think so. You know, I was watching this celebration that the president of Uganda had, and Netanyahu and his wife were there, right? And Netanyahu was there, and the president of Uganda was saying, you know, there was a time when, you know, you wanted to have some land here in the continent, and in Uganda, our country, right? And you know, of course, we didn't come to an agreement, and you ended up over in Palestine, and you know, I guess that's a good thing for us. He said this because it would have been us going to war. And you know, Netanyahu kind of chuckled and laughed. You know, it was an awkward moment, but you know, this president of Uganda, sometimes he speaks the truth and it be awkward. It'd be awkward, right? Right? But he spoke a truth. Right? That would have been the promised land. Distractions that lead to deceptions. And if a lie is told long enough and promoted to such a degree long enough, right? Then people will begin to believe its truth. You know, a lot of the people that ended up over in Palestine, right, are from the Caucasus Mountains. And at one point, I think they wanted to return back to the land of Russia, the Ukraine. But they said, no, you can't come back here. Distractions, deceptions that lead to destruction. Yahusha said, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors, distractions of war, right? See that ye be not troubled. I ain't sweating what's happening over in Ukraine. I ain't sweating on what's happening over there in Palestine. No. You know, a lot of these nations are going to come under judgment, you know, because of what they've done to the children of Yahusha. Right? I'm not troubled by what's happening there. I'm not troubled by anything that has to do with wars or rumors of wars. I'm not troubled by China strategizing to retake Japan. I ain't even worried about all the people crossing the border. I'm not troubled by that. I'm not troubled by what our former president said in reference to if not being elected, it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm not troubled by that. Listen, I'm not troubled by those things. I'm not troubled by China and Russia invading the United States of America. I'm not troubled by that. Is judgment coming? Absolutely. Is Yahuwah showing signs in the heavens? Absolutely. But I trust in the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah. He's going to lead me and guide me in true or truth. He's going to reveal that which needs to take place in reference to me, in reference to Gaal, the steps that need to be taken. I'm convinced of that. Convinced of that. Right? He says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. See, you know, there's this whole thing with Putin and how he opened the vault and revealed that the ancient pictures that he has of Mary and Yahusha and the prophets, right, were melanated brothers. Distractions. Right? We understand that there are carpenters that's going to help facilitate the transition of the children of Yahusha. But, you know, the same people at the end of the day are going to rise up against us. Wars and rumors of wars. And listen, you know, Hasatan knows what it's going to take to distract you. He's going to present stuff to you that is designed to distract and deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many, that ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not shewn trouble, for all these things must come to pass, but it ain't the end yet. Now, we know over the ages there have been wars and rumors of wars, but you know what, though? The revelation of the wars and the rumors of wars, you know, in Hamashiach Yahusha's witness, you know. For us, the reality of this is in the last 10 years. Who have been received of the who have received the witness of Yahusha Mashiach in this dispensation and have been going together the water and Ruach HaKodesh, being led by his spirit, are walking in his Ruach. See, but the end is not yet. The disciples, look, when's the end? Right? You know, we know the Jerusalem is going to be trampled underfoot. The Gentiles is going to come and defile the temple and offer up sacrifice, which will lead to the abomination of desolation, right? Of the temple. Oh, but this is not the end yet. This is not the end yet. He says here, for nations shall rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms. United Nations. The BRICS. The EU. The AU. The European Union. Rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms. You see the distractions. So many things that are happening, sleight of hands. They show you this, but they're doing this. That's Hasatan way. That's the Hasatan way. He shows you this. He shows you this. Don't be distracted. Don't be deceived. Because it will cause you destruction. Famines and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places, all over, right? War, famine, pestilence, earthquakes. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Beginning of sorrows. Beginning of sorrows. Beginning of sorrows. No doubt Yahusha was referring to the events that would begin to occur after his death, burial, and resurrection, and the bringing in of Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh to those who received the witness and born again of the water Ruach HaKodesh. After that, they're going to begin to experience some of these things. And you know, the truth be told, these things have been occurring throughout time. Earthquakes, volcanoes erupting, pestilence, locust, right? He said these are all the beginning of sorrows. Now he's touching closer to them personally. He says, then they shall deliver you up Peter, James, John, the 12. They'll deliver you up. They attempted to boil Yehukanan alive, couldn't kill him. They shall offer you up, you shall be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Now there's this hatred that has come as a result of the distraction. And then there's this hatred that is because we are of this witness. Born again of the water, Ruach HaKodesh. See, now Hasatan uses the hatred, right, of our melanated color, right, and this establishment of this white supremacy ideology to cause a people to be hated. Now, the majority of these people that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, in these ghettos, in these designated areas, right, are largely Hebrews. Because the prophecy declares it will be scattered to these other nations. So you know these nations, these people are Hebrews. But the idea of supremacy goes throughout the entire continent of Africa, right? Sub-Saharan Africa, of course, where we are, and, you know, the other parts of Africa. Color. Hated. Right? That's not because of his namesake. That's because they use that as a construct. That's because they distracted you with their education. They distracted you with their ideologies and philosophies, their doctrine. Got you believing stuff about yourself that was not based on truth, but was a deception. And shall be hated one of another. He says, and then shall many be offended, right? And shall betray one another and hate one another. We as a people have been taught to hate ourselves. To hate our people, we've been tricked. They have distracted us from the reality by creating deceptions. That weren't based on reality, which has led us to hate ourselves. We choose our enemies over ourselves, our people. And then shall many be offended. Greek word offended. Right? That Greek word offended.
Strong's G 4624. Skandalizo.
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 Right? To put a stumbling block or impediment in the way. We step on one another. We step on one another to get over one another. To put a stumbling block or an impediment in the way upon which another may trip or fall. We hate one another. We put obstacles in the way. Right? To entice to sin. To cause a person to begin to distrust and desert one from whom he ought to trust and or obey. See, we should trust each other. But we've been taught to distrust. We have been distracted by what they have presented us. And to allow that deception that they present to us of us to cause us not to trust one another. To betray one another. A distraction, deception, destruction. Because a thief, he comes not before to steal and to destroy. He's going to distract you into deceiving you in order to destroy you. Now, that's his agenda for everybody in the world, but it's a targeted attack against you because you're a threat to his dominion. He wants you to feed in to the distractions. He wants you to be skewed from the valid to the invalid. He wants you to shift your position from the truth of the Ruach HaKodesh and Yahuwah by revelation of the Ruach HaKodesh to his lie. Distractions to create a stumbling block, a hindrance, right? He says, and then shall many be offended and betrayed. Offended and betrayed. Avah ate of the apple. She betrayed Adam. She betrayed Yahuwah. Because she fed into the distraction, took hold of the deception, and it led to the destruction or the judgment. Y'all better watch what y'all entertain. You better watch who you listen to. Right? Especially you who are new in the Ruach HaKodesh of you. Right? You who are new in its witness. You better stay in Torah. Stay seeking Torah. Stay under good teaching. Right? Right? Stay under a good word. You get a good word here under Gaal. Right? I got ox that can deliver a Torah, a sound word that's going to cause you to grow and establish and develop in Amunah. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. There's many false prophets in Yasharal. Distractions. And because of iniquity, because of sin, because of hidden sin, because of sin, sneaky sin, because of sin, a transgression of Torah, iniquity, shall abound. And the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end. When is that? Of the day and the time and the hour? I need not tell you. Yahusha said in Mark 16. Mark 16. And afterward, he appeared, Mark 16:14. He appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat and upbraided them because of their unbelief. You know, why y'all don't believe me? Why don't y'all believe that what I spoke to you was going to happen? Right? He upbraided them for their unbelief and the hardness of their heart, because they believed not them which had seen him and was risen. They didn't believe him. And he said unto them, go into all the world and preach the Besorah to every creature. Right? And he that is baptized, He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, and he believeth not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name they shall cast out devils, they shall speak with new tongues, they shall take up serpents. If they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. Right? So that after Adonai Yahusha had spoken unto them, he was received up into the Shamayim and sat on the right hand of Yahuwah. Right? What I really want is Acts. I'm sorry, I want Acts chapter. I want Acts. Right? Acts 1 and 2. Until the day in which he was taken up after that through the Ruach HaKodesh had given commission unto the apostles who he had chosen. To whom also he showed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, his demonstration, being seen of them 40 days, and speaking to them and speaking of the things to them pertaining to the kingdom of Yahuwah. And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of Abba, which he saith, ye have heard of me. Right? For you cannot baptize with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Ruach HaKodesh not many days hence. Right? And when they therefore were come together, they asked him, saying, Adonai, wilt thou at this time restore the kingdom of Yahusha? He said unto them, it is not for you to know the time nor the season. Distractions. For he said unto them, it's not for you to know, right? The Greek word is gnosko.
Strong's G 1097. Gnosko. Gnosko.
Right? To learn, to know, to come to know, to get a knowledge or perceive. To be known, right? Right? To know, to understand, to perceive, right? To know sexual intercourse between a man and a woman. To know, which suggests that it's not for you to know the intimate details, the specificness, the time or the season that Yahuwah has established for those who he is going to restore to his kingdom. Time of the season. To gnosko, to be intimately acquainted with, to have this knowing, right? He says, for he said unto them, it is not for you to know the time or the season which Abba haveth in his, not mine, his own power. But ye shall receive power after the Ruach HaKodesh is come upon you, and ye shall be witness unto me both in Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria and to the uttermost parts of the earth. That's what your concern should be. It shouldn't be the distractions of when and where and how, because you know what? You ain't gonna know. Yahuwah has always expected us who have been born again and who receive this power to be led by that power. Right? He said, but he shall, Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. For the Besorah of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. Should be for a witness. Right? Unto all nations. Then shall the end come. Then shall the end come. See now. Understanding this right. Understanding this. Right? We have a responsibility. Right? We have a responsibility. What am I looking for here? Let's go here. This is where I want to be. It's not that, it's Galatians. I think it's Galatians. It's Galatians 5. Right. Is it Galatians 5? Oh yeah, Galatians 5. Galatians 5 and 16. But this I say, walk in the Ruach HaKodesh, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Be led by the Ruach HaKodesh. Trust in the Ruach HaKodesh. Don't waste your time on these distractions, because that's what they are. They shift your attention to something and put it on to something else, which is a deception, because it's designed to take you from the truth to a lie. Be led by the Spirit of Yahuwah. Right? Be led by the Spirit of Yahuwah. Right? Right? Walk in the Ruach. Right? Finish it with this. Romans 8. Romans 8. Romans 8. What happened? That's not what I want to do. Romans 8. Therefore, there's no condemnation for them that are in Mashiach Yahusha, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Ruach HaKodesh. There's no destruction that's going to come to you as a result of a distraction that you have been allowed to bring about a deception, right? A distraction that you have allowed to bring about a deception that has led to destruction, right? For the law of the Ruach of Mashiach, of life, has made you free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, weak as it was through the flesh, Yahuwah did in sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, right? And for sin, he condemned sin in the flesh. The righteousness of the Torah might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Ruach HaKodesh, right? For they that are of the flesh do mind things of the flesh. Right. Things that operate outside of the Ruach HaKodesh. Like signs. Signs are for the flesh. See, the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah is a quickening spirit that will reveal to you what Yahuwah is doing. You don't need a sign. But that which is after the Ruach HaKodesh, the things of the Ruach HaKodesh, right? Jump down, right? Verse 9. No, well, let's keep going. Right? For to be carnally minded is death, but to be ruachally minded is life and peace. See, if I have Yahuwah's Ruach HaKodesh, and I'm using his Ruach HaKodesh to bring everything under the dominion of the Torah, my soul, my emotions, all of that stuff, right? I'm at peace. What about the signs? I ain't shaken by signs or something. But the carnal mind is hostile towards Elohim, for it is not subject to the Torah of Elohim, neither can be, so that they that are of the flesh cannot please Yahuwah, right? But ye are not of the flesh, but of the Ruach HaKodesh, if so, the Ruach HaKodesh dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the Ruach HaKodesh, he's not of his. He's going to need signs. He's going to be looking for stuff. He ain't going to ever get answers. He ain't going to get no real answers because Yahuwah ain't going to give him none. He ain't giving us answers who have his Ruach HaKodesh concerning times and dates and seasons. For if Mashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Ruach HaKodesh is alive because of righteousness. The Ruach HaKodesh because of righteousness. Right? But if the spirit of him that raised Mashiach from the dead dwells in you, he that raised up Mashiach from the dead will quicken give life unto your body by his Ruach HaKodesh that dwells in you. Therefore, brother, we are debtors not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if we live after the flesh, we'll die. Live after the flesh, we'll die. If I give heed to distractions, be pulled away by deceptions, I am going to be destroyed. I'm going to be of those that are under destruction. Right? For if I live in the flesh, we shall die. But if I through the Ruach HaKodesh mortify the deeds of the body, I shall live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahuwah, these are the sons of Yahuwah. For we have not received the Ruach HaKodesh of bondage again to fear, but we have the Ruach HaKodesh of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. For the Ruach HaKodesh bears witness with our Ruachs that we are his children. Right? We are his children. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Elohim, and joint heirs with the Mashiach Yahusha. If so that we suffer with him, we shall also be glorified together with him. Don't be distracted. Don't let these distractions distractions cause you to be deceived, right? And don't allow the deception to cause you to be destroyed. You have this Ruach HaKodesh. You ain't got nothing to be worried or concerned about. Yes, there are solar eclipses. There's moon eclipse, blood moons, sun eclipse, yeah. And they're generally a sign in the Talmidiym, and it's a wonderful thing, but you know what? At the end of the day, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to be led by his Ruach HaKodesh. And his Ruach HaKodesh is going to give me instructions on what to do and when to do it. Right? Man of Yah, woman of Yah, distraction, deception, destruction. Don't be distracted, because it leads to deception, which leads to destruction. We are the sons of Yahuwah. For as many as received Yahuwah. For as many as received Yahuwah has become sons of Yahuwah. And for as many as are led by the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah, led, guided by the Ruach HaKodesh, these are sons and daughters of Yahuwah. Abba Yahuwah, I thank you for the word you've given to me to give to them, and I pray that they would receive it in Amunah, that they would be established in this Torah of truth, that they would not be distracted, that they would not be deceived, and that they would not fall into the destruction that comes because of their disobedience. Abba Yahuwah, I praise you, I magnify you, I glorify you, and I worship you in the name of Yahusha Mashiach. Hallelujah. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness, woman of you, beautifully and wonderfully made today. You has favored you. Hear the word of you. Be established in this witness. Be born again. The water Ruach HaKodesh. And then transform your mind. Continue to keep Torah before you. Allow the Ruach HaKodesh to lead you and guide you into all truth. Don't be distracted. Don't be deceived. Don't fall to destruction. That I say, shalom, 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 and be blessed.
Torah Guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah Nation.